Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again on this glorious fall afternoon, day, night, whenever you're watching this. You could be watching this in the summer of the year 3000. I don't freaking know where you're at right now, but I hope you're having a good day no matter where you're at, because you deserve it, because you're listening to this podcast. And if you're listening to this podcast, that means you support me and you support this movement and you're a part of this community of people that just love each other. We're all supporting each other. You know what I mean? Broc, Gardner versus the world. We just support each other in all of the aspects of our lives. Like if you go in the comments section, you text somebody like, yo, you listen to Broc, Gardner versus the world? They're like, yeah, bro. Do you? You're like, yeah. You're like, let's start a business together. And maybe you guys start like start selling like trash can. I saw trash can, that's why I said that. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I really appreciate you guys' support on the podcast recently. It's crazy to see the amount of nice things that you guys say. It's really awesome. So I appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with my microphone. I really appreciate you guys. Today we had on two really fantastic people, Blake Bowler, Garrett Larsen. They're cowboys, they're ropers, they're farmers, they're just freaking, they're out there living their country lives. And it's something that I've often dreamed about, being a country boy, but it just never really panned out for me. So it was really interesting to talk to these guys. It was so fantastic. It's really fun. We get into spooky season, It was a fun time, so I hope you guys enjoy this. I really enjoyed it. Broc, Gardner versus the world. Let's go. Garrett and Blake.
And I ain't the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
If you're the devil, why not make the straps disappear?
That's much too vulgar display of power, Garrus.
Where's Regan?
In here with us.
Blake and Garrett, finally on the podcast. How are you guys doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. I'm so happy that we got together and did this.
We finally got it done.
We finally got it popping, bro.
We are in.
We got. Go ahead.
Oh, I just feel special being on here. I don't know.
I mean, it's a pretty big, you should be honored because I like you guys, but it's like this podcast isn't really a big deal. So in that aspect of things, it's like whatever. But you know what? I really enjoyed talking to you guys in math and just the some of the conversations we've had. I'm just like, this would make it for a good podcast. So it's like, let's get these guys on,
I mean, you get Garrett going, and you can't slow him down.
Exactly.
So hopefully we can get him going.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, me.
I'm hoping to make that happen today, bro. But so this podcast is gonna come out right before Halloween. So I want to do a little fun Halloween thing real fast. You ready?
All right. Yeah.
What? Do you have any spooky stories? Give us some spooky stories from your life. I know you have some.
You got to go, dude.
Garrett?
Oh man. Well, things get a little interesting at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just sit in the tractor and you start seeing things, or I don't know. You just.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life? In that 3 a.m. shift.
I don't know. It wasn't at 3 a.m., but me and Blake went out, and Tori and DeKel, and I don't know, we all went out to Modena or something. And Blake thought it'd be funny to just open the doors and start screaming and stuff, and that scared me more than anything I've ever seen, probably. I don't know.
So Blake is the scariest story you have right now?
Not the scariest story.
That's pretty good.
I do.
No. We do have a story. So we're all hanging out, and Garrett's like, okay, we got to go get this gas tank for my dad. And I'm like, great.
Oh.
We're in Modena. We were going to Modena.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this has got to be good. So we pull in. So we're driving down the road, and I'm like, whose shack is that? I'm like, that
We're
looks
like in Modena.
the heart of Modena.
That's for those of you that don't know, dude. Modena is the most terrifying place in the entire country. I'm pretty convinced.
I mean, like, I'm like, we're driving by. I'm like, whose crack shed is that? And we pull in. And we pull in. I'm like, no, we're not doing this. And so we pull in. We go to get the tank. I mean, the guy was nice, but like pulling in, I was like, we're not doing this. And so we're in Garrett's flatbed truck. His old, what is it?
Yeah, an old Ford.
Your old Ford.
This thing's a piece of crap.
His passenger door doesn't open.
Yeah, and
and
it's
so
just a single cab, so you have to climb through the driver's side door.
I climbed out the window because Tori and DeKel were with us, and I'm like, I'm not going to make him get out with, like, if this guy's a crackhead. So I climbed out the window, and he's looking at me like I was on crack. We all knew he was the one on crack.
Yeah.
And then we got the tank and got out of there, and I've never been so happy to get out of somewhere.
Yeah, we pulled in, backed in, I don't know, backed right up to this fuel tank, and first words out of his mouth when we back up to it, he's like, "You better watch that barbed wire that's right there. I'll take it."
Oh, Judas.
And so he was wanting to take the barbed
He was
wire.
wanting to steal our barbed wire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is pretty spooky, bro. There's no paranormal when you're out on the range or whatever. There's no paranormal activity out there.
I mean, like I
Skinwalkers.
scared myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like in the dark when you're by yourself feeding, you see a lot of stuff that's not there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I was walking out to the trailer last night, and I have a flag in my front yard, and I saw that thing waving around. Out there. It just about died.
Yeah.
I mean, I can scare myself most of the time, so I don't need to worry about paranormal stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, well, heck, I heard this story one time. I've never seen it, but I heard it.
Mhm.
So up on Smith's Mesa, out by I don't know, on your way to Zion, I guess.
Yeah. Go for it. Talking to
Okay. So out there's a guy I know that runs a bunch of cows up there, and they had like an old military test site thing, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they still have it, but they test a bunch of bombs and airplanes and all this crap. And so there's this guy that went up there, one night. I think they were hunting deer actually, and got there, camped there, and they're sitting there telling stories by the fire, and this guy, he's like, yeah, there's myths of this girl that one time she had her parents coming up the side of the hill and fell out of the car or something and went back and looked for her and couldn't find her, and the story was that coyotes took her in and raised her and stuff, and I'm sitting there like rolling my eyes the whole time, and he's like, yeah, I was packing up one time or something, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what he was doing, but he's getting in his truck, and all of a sudden he sees a couple of coyotes in the road, and so he looks back and he goes to grab a gun or something, and after he got his gun, looks back at him, and there's a freaking girl standing right in the middle of two coyotes. So he gets back in his truck and goes to take off, and they just start running towards him, and I guess the girl hopped on the back of his truck with the coyotes and were going after him, and he just started spinning donuts or something. So that's the only story I have, I guess.
She's a feral child, man. Those things are real. Yeah. We learned about those in psychology, bro. There's literally children that get raised by wolves. I'm not even kidding.
Raised by wolves is a real thing, I guess.
It really is. It 100%. We watched a video of this girl that got raised by wolves, and it was the craziest. She was running around barking like a dog. Because in psychology, when there's a certain period when you're a kid where you're supposed to, it's like a window of learning. So like if you don't learn how to speak a language or certain tasks like that during that period, if you go through that without learning it, you can't learn it.
So you're like raised by wolves, so you learn like wolf language. Like how cool would that
Practically,
be?
she was literally barking.
How know what a dog says? Like wow.
That would be crazy, but then
nuts. But she didn't know what people say.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to speak English, and she couldn't, like, the capacity was gone to learn the language.
It's like me in Spanish class.
Yeah, exactly.
I still don't know.
That's why it's kind of crazy that we learn, like, those people that can learn so many languages, it's kind of insane, because I can literally barely learn English.
I still don't know it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I took Spanish. And
you didn't take any Spanish?
No.
Well, you made the right decision.
Yeah,
I didn't want to take Jimmy's class.
Yeah.
I hope he hears.
Got to give a shout out to Jimmy.
Shout out to Jimmy Allen, man.
Yep.
Language is just weird, dude. Like, I was thinking about it last night for whatever reason. Russian is like if you're thinking about a different language, that's like a completely different, like it's just different sounds you're making with your mouth. They're communicating.
And they like get totally something different than we get.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We don't even know what's going on.
Like there's some words in other languages. There's like feelings or certain things in other languages that have words that English doesn't. Or there's certain words in English that other languages don't have. They don't have a term for that. They don't have a noise for that. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird when you start to think about different languages and stuff. But
it gets messed up.
But yeah.
Even English, you say a word and you're like, then all of a sudden it sounds really weird. You're like,
Yeah, you say it multiple
and
times.
it's like, wow, this is a weird word.
You're just like, what's going on? You say it
Like,
like bubble. You're just like, wait, who thought of that?
Now all of a sudden it's a weird word.
Bubble.
The more you say it, the weirder it gets.
Exactly. Take any word. And that
Any word.
Dude, there's also this thing I was watching the other night where this guy was talking about, so the most used word in the English language is the, right? And then there's like, I don't remember what the second one's, a or something. And it's like, so it goes through like the first 10 most commonly used words in the English language. And there's this, I don't know, nobody really knows what it is. It's just this phenomenon that, so the second most used word in the English language appears half as much as the first one. And the third most used appears a third as much.
Really?
Like the amount of times they appear is like in proportion to 1 over whatever rank they are. And it's like this phenomena that goes over like a bunch of different kinds of data. It's crazy.
Well, I think like's got to be the most used word for a girl.
Likes for a white girl. For sure.
Like, that's the the most used word. Like,
Yeah.
ever.
You know.
They can't stop
Like
with the
they
likes.
can't stop. Yeah.
Like's got to be the most used word for a girl.
Yeah.
There's at least 5 every sentence.
Yep.
At least.
There's some where it's like there's some people that use like a certain word a lot, and when you catch it, you can never unhear it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Every time they say it, just like what?
Like you'll pick up on something, and then you'll just be like,
Yeah.
"That's never getting out of my head."
No,
every time they say
every
that.
Every time you say like, I'm like, that just sounds so weird.
Yeah. White girls say like a lot. Teenage
a
girls like a lot. I say like a lot. Look, man, when you do an hour a week of podcasting,
You gotta.
you stop caring. You stop caring. I really don't anymore. But
So with your first podcast, were you like really like nervous about it? Was it like?
Yeah, like.
don't. We're not starting now. We're not starting
now.
now.
Every time you say that word,
Exactly.
it's just gonna be in my head.
See, it's stuck there now. We can't get rid of it. But I recorded a podcast before I started like this official podcast. I recorded one episode and I was like sitting in my room at my computer by myself, like talking into some piece of junk mic. And it was like 30 minutes long and I was just kind of mumbling to myself. And I found it on my laptop the other day. I don't know how I kept it for this long. I found it on my laptop the other day. I was like, this is terrible. Like, this is not getting out to anybody. So yeah.
You should put it back on. Just
So
for,
what? You just.
I'm thinking
talk
maybe
to
someday.
yourself?
Yeah, so this is what it was like. It was like, so over the weekend, the James Charles drama, it's like Tati Westbrook. It was like just so. I was like, what was I thinking back then?
How'd you come up with that? Was it like the iPhone microphone on the headphones? That's like.
No, what? It was the one. It was a microphone I still have. It's this like $200 mic that I was using for this podcast before I bought these, and it's not the best microphone, but it's not terrible. It's not like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't the best situation I've ever been put in, but
Made it work.
we made it work, and then we started the legit podcast, and then we got kicked out for saying the R-bomb, and now we're doing this podcast, which, I mean, I like this a lot better.
Yeah. This is a cool setup.
Thanks, man.
Like we got like
I really think it looks so dope.
it is epic.
It's pretty cool, and like, the podcast has just been growing, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's been skyrocketing, dude.
Well, I'm glad me and Garrett can make it on.
Yeah, you guys are gonna push it to the next stepping stone. I am 100% sure of that.
That's what I like to hear.
I feel privileged.
Like, people are gonna be like, Blake and Garrett, bro. Blake and Garrett, the
They're on
squad.
They're on there.
On the show, dude.
Heck, they better listen to it too.
You guys better keep listening because we're about to get into some dope stuff, and I hope you're prepared.
Get prepared.
So that was all for spooky stories. You got nothing else? No more spooky stories?
Not really. I mean, hope I don't find any. Hope I
Yeah.
don't experience any, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm not all about that.
Yeah, I understand. I could say a spooky story that happened to me the other day if you guys don't mind.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Hold on. Let me just, because this kind of gets intense, I just want to,
We got the lights turned off to make.
We're going to do this sort of thing. Okay. All right, so my spooky story happened to me over the past weekend, okay? It was a crisp Friday afternoon, and I was about to go to work. I'd just gotten home from school, you know the vibes. You get home from school, you're tired, you don't want to do anything. But I had to go to work at the local Bracken's hardware store.
Ooh, scary.
That's not even the scariest part, Blake.
Well,
I'll tell you what. Look, man. So I go in my room. I had a pile of clothes on the floor because I'm a slob. Look, I'm not the cleanest person in the entire world.
I'm not either.
I had clothes on my floor. I don't care.
Just ask my mom.
We will ask Blake's mom live on the podcast later, but I had a pile of clothes on my floor. I picked up the clothes and I threw them on myself. And I took this hoodie from the floor, put it on, ran out because I was about to be late for work. But I walked into the kitchen to say goodbye to my family, right? Because I'm a good kid. I love my family. So I'm like, bye, everybody. And then my mom's like, Broc, stop. Stop. And immediately I knew exactly what was going on, okay? I knew exactly what she was meaning.
What did she mean?
My biggest fear in the entire world, as a lot of people may know, is spiders, arachnids, okay? Ooh. They have way too many legs. They have way too many eyes.
They're not natural.
They're literally, God did not create those. Those were created by Lucifer.
100%.
And I am convinced that they were created by the devil. There's nothing like natural about having more than 4 legs. Like animals are fine. Once you get into insects, it's like, wait a second. Like those things are like insects are aliens.
What about the freaking snakes that don't have any legs?
Snakes are pretty like no legs. You have to be in between 2 and 4. 2 or 4.
4 is preferred, but.
And if you're like a veteran dog that like lost a leg, that's cool too.
You can get away with 3.
You can get away with 3 if you're a war dog.
Yeah, but you have to be a war dog.
You have to be a war dog. Like if you just got ran over, come on.
It's not as cool as a war dog.
It's not as cool. So 2 to 4 legs. Like once you get into 6 territory, if you look at close-ups of like flies or like moths, dude, those things are like alien creatures.
They're not natural.
They're literally not made by God. If you believe in if you people out there are religious, they were not made by God. So spiders are the worst of those, in my opinion. 100%. Spiders, because those things could murder you. They could kill you. And they range, they could be this big, they could be this big. Depending where you are in the world, they're silent.
I want to see. Where did you see a spider this big?
Probably in like Australia, dude. They got those dinner plate size ones, you know.
Nothing from Australia is freaking natural, so I guess.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day too. Let's just interject in this story, dude. If you go to other like I was thinking about North American animals, you got like elk, deer, like Rocky Mountain, like bighorn sheep, you know, cows, all these animals in the room, and it's like those are sick. But if you go to Australia or Africa or like the rainforest,
those are like
that's like a different planet, dude.
Level.
There's like crazy animals, and then most of them are like gonna try and murder you.
They're like deer on steroids.
Yeah, and like you got tigers, lions, like you got stuff that's gonna literally try and eat you alive, and it's like
it's not right.
It's not right. That's kind of insane that that's even a possibility. Like we forget that there's wild out there. Like we chill in our towns with like people.
And people walking down the street in Africa and get mauled by a freaking lion.
Yeah, dude, because it's the wild. We forget that the wild exists.
Still exists.
Animals don't abide by the laws.
No.
Animals are not law-abiding citizens. They'll murder you. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so spiders are back to the story. Spiders are my biggest fear. I have this hoodie on and my mom's like, Broc, stop. Immediately I know what's going on. I throw off the hoodie and my shirt and I just book it down the hallway. Because like, I don't know what.
You don't want to die from a spider.
Like, I just don't want to die. Like, genuinely. And it's not like, I don't even want them crawling on my skin. Like, if a spider touches me, I will lop my arm off. Like, genuinely.
Wow. Whoa.
Because I'd be like, I don't want this anymore.
No.
There's a spider on that. I have weird little tics like that. So I throw my hoodie off. Anyways, there was a spider on me. It took me like 10 minutes to put my hoodie back on. After the spider was killed. Like, confirmed, kill confirmed. You know?
Yeah.
And I still couldn't like put my hoodie back on because I'm like, what if that thing?
Yeah, what if
it's disgusting.
What if there's another one?
There could be multiple spiders, and I haven't slept in 3 nights because there could be spiders. That thing was in my room. There could be spiders all over.
Spiders all over your room.
Anyways, that was it for my spooky story. I'm gonna turn the light back on.
We're all spookied out.
You guys spooked out?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. I hope that little conversation at the start of this podcast got you guys into the spooky Halloween spirit. Halloween. I like how we just have a holiday that's like devil worshipping, and then we just turn right around and just have Christmas.
Yeah, just
it's just a complete 180. It's like let's worship Satan, and then it's like no, let's worship Jesus.
Actually, psych, not
actually. Psych. What's your guys' favorite holiday? This is a hot topic.
I'm gonna go 4th of July.
4th of July? Are you serious?
Seriously.
Yep, America.
That's a good one.
I mean, like America, and then there's like a rodeo every day.
Yeah, true.
Parades.
Yeah.
Water
Good
balloons,
food.
water fights.
I mean, there's just so many good things about the 4th of July.
It's kind of like the only summer holiday, you know?
Yeah, you get like
Every
you're
other
not-
holiday
you're not
is
in
like-
school, and you don't worry
Yeah.
about going back to school for at least
Yeah.
another month, at least.
That's kind of epic.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Flags everywhere.
Flags.
It's just all about America.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's cool.
Well, what's your favorite holiday?
Well, you know, most of the time, I wasn't expecting you guys to give that answer, to be honest with you. Most of the time when I ask people that, they say Christmas. And it's kind of like, come on, Christmas.
I mean, Christmas is
I feel
great.
It's
ya.
Christmas
fine,
is
but it's
great.
like,
It's kind of a basic
like that's a basic white
Everybody's-
girl answer, dude.
Yeah.
Can we
It's just Christmas.
move on?
There's more to life than getting presents, guys.
If we
Yeah,
were actually
man.
like celebrating what was supposed to be celebrated, then it wouldn't be so bad. But then we just get all caught up in freaking presents.
I mean, and I like the commercial aspect. I like,
I mean, it's great. If you want
How
to
capitalism took over religion.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like,
You get all
Yeah,
the
dude.
I'm not against
dang
making money
Hallmark
off Christmas,
Yeah.
but like,
Hallmark movies, the worst movies
No,
you could
no.
ever watch.
Same thing
don't
happens
even,
every time.
Don't even get started.
Every single time. Every single time.
I
It's
don't
a-
even have to watch the movie and I know what happens.
Yeah.
it's small town girl goes to the big city,
Yep. Comes back.
has to come back for
For
some
some-
reason.
Unknown reason.
For some reason, and then she meets a guy. Maybe
But she
he
has
wo-
a boyfriend in the city.
she's got a city boyfriend, or maybe she's recently divorced or something. They
Yeah.
kind of throw that
Yeah,
twist in
yeah,
there
they-
sometimes.
Like, there's always some sort of variation, but we got
Just a little heart jerk going for you.
yeah, but we got the storyline down.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then she dumps her city boyfriend.
Of
and
course.
Goes with her Christmas tree boyfriend.
Yeah, Christmas tree boyfriend.
That's what
What does that even mean? Yeah,
know.
it's like maybe he works at like a diner. Like he's one of those like jacked dudes that wears like a
that-
tight
yeah.
shirt.
And
That
they all
somehow
go
and he
walk
somehow
into the-
works at the diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
coffee
Yeah.
shop. They all walk in the coffee
like-
shop
Yeah,
and just happen to see someone they know there.
yeah. He's got like a
And he's,
scruffy
and, he's,
beard.
and he's like best friends with their parents, with her parents.
Oh yeah, they're just like, we love Jonathan. You need to get with Jonathan. And she's like, Mom, I have a boyfriend back at New York City where I
Yes.
write
Yes, yeah. She's
For
has
the New
some
York-
big important job.
for the New York Times, where I'm a corporate executive. I'm moving up in the ranks.
And if I stop with this guy, I won't be able to move up.
I care about my corporate job more than maybe the meaning of life. You know, I don't know that there's more important things to life than my job.
And then at the end of the movie, they find out the real, maybe not the real reason behind Christmas, but they find out
True.
there's more to life than, I guess, a corporate job.
Yeah, man. I mean,
But I mean, I fall asleep every time, so I don't think I made it that far.
Yep.
I rarely have to even come in contact with him. I've been lucky.
Yeah, I think I've watched like one in my life, and I fell asleep.
Yeah. You go over to your grandparents' house during the holiday season,
And they're
it's
just
always
on, they're
that.
just on.
It's
You
always
can't
that.
avoid them. I mean, you try as much as you can, but you can't avoid them at all costs.
I love how that's the same for everybody.
Exactly.
Like we are all related in that sense. All our grandparents watch the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
During the winter
Whenever,
time.
whenever you walk in, it's just on.
Yeah.
Or at my own house.
Is that you?
Yep. That's my phone.
That's epic, man. I haven't heard the duck ringtone in a
Duck quack.
coon's
You should
age.
play that one more time just for fun.
Just play that one. Just hit me up with the duck ringtone one more time.
You gotta text
Just
me.
Okay. Let's just get a glimpse at Garrett's ringtone real fast because
Hey, it's the only one that's loud and that I can hear at all times.
Well, I mean, they have like the fire alarm one. That,
oh yeah, man, that's the
Yeah.
good stuff. That's a throwback.
oh yeah, that's solid.
Yep. That's it.
What's
No, is your
Oh, my voicemail.
voicemail?
Oh,
we
you
got
gotta
it. We
call
gotta get his
Bill.
voicemail.
Oh, I think I've actually heard this.
Legendary.
Oh, I have heard this because
We got
me and
it,
Brecken tried to call you one
Yeah,
time and we
okay,
were
I'll call you.
crying at this, dude. Let's take a listen to Garrett's voicemail right now, dude.
Okay, we gotta let it ring.
I'll put it right there.
We could have hooked it up to this, but we don't. This is fantastic. This is the quality content I was waiting for.
This is Garrett. Leave me a message.
You never thought about re-recording that,
Say
dude?
it now. Say it now.
This is Garrett. Leave me a message.
A little different.
The polarization between those two
Oh
is
man, that
fantastic.
was back in like 5th grade. Or something. I don't even know.
Leave me a message.
Hey guys.
I had a little flip phone. I'd
You just-
only ever take it when I left the house too.
So everybody heard that.
Just keep it, dude.
Oh man, I'm
It's
not
good.
changing it.
Don't ever.
No
change
need.
It. Don't ever.
No need
change
to.
it. Yeah,
Nope.
that one's.
It's all
great.
good, bro.
It's a good
That
one.
one's great.
What's your guys? Are you guys horror movie guys?
No.
Do
Not
not,
at
do
all.
horror. I do not do horror movies.
That's-
do not do them.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, like we said, we haven't experienced it yet, but the last thing I want to see is an it clown walking around.
Oh yeah, you don't want to meet that
So, I mean,
guy.
like I
anymore.
can see self on my own. The last thing I need to do is have a movie help me out.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm alone quite a bit, and then it gets dark, and then you just start seeing.
Then you're alone in the dark.
Yeah.
And like,
Just
It's
like-
weird
I don't care who
how
you
that
are. When you're
happens.
alone in the dark, you see stuff.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is it different during the day and during the night?
I don't know. But like,
Like, oh,
I-
even a basement. Like,
Basements
you
are
have
the
a
worst.
basement in your house?
I don't have a basement, but I used to, and it's
Yeah.
probably one of the most terrifying basements in like America.
oh, when you're by
Yeah.
yourself, you like
By
I don't care-
yourself?
I don't care who you are. If you don't run up the stairs after you turn off the lights, you
Yeah.
like
You're downstairs.
You're a
it's
Navy
dark,
SEAL.
And you like book it upstairs because you're
Yeah.
afraid the rhino at the bottom's gonna get
The rhino, the rhino.
rhino in your basement.
the rhino.
That was what you were scared of.
Yes, the freaking rhino.
The rhino.
Like,
Well, here's the problem:
me
is
up
if there's
the
somebody,
stairs.
if there's really somebody in the basement,
The rhino was gonna hit you up the stairs.
yeah.
he's just gonna give you a boost.
That's what little Garrett was scared of. After he
rhino.
recorded that voicemail, he booked it up the stairs because the rhino was gonna hit him up.
And you-
Get hit by the
you
rhino,
skip
dude.
like 3 stairs at a time. You're just booking it.
Oh,
up
for
the
sure.
stairs.
Yeah, I still do that, but I don't even know what I'm running from.
I don't know. It's just
It's not a rhino though.
something. But the problem
definitely
is
not a
there's really
rhino.
something in the basement. I'm screwed anyways.
Why?
Well, like if you're up the stairs, you're just upstairs. The person
Yeah.
that wants to get you is still downstairs. He's still in your house.
That's true. That's true.
You're still out of
You're
luck.
just like, once I get past the doorway, bro, I'm good.
Once I get in the light, I'm good.
If I can get out of the little stairwell,
well, I mean, at least I'll see him.
he can't
coming,
hurt
though.
me. Yeah, for sure. You have the upper ground.
Yeah,
You have the
Well, I can
advantage.
Just like kick him back down the stairs.
You
but,
just-
like,
Give him a little boot down.
but I guess he's still in my house, so I'm still out of luck.
You can take care of that.
Yeah.
At least you're out of the base. Basements are just scary because there's not very many like exits. Like if you're in your house, you got 1, 2,
Maybe 3.
like up to 3 escapes door wise. Then you got
yeah.
windows and
I
stuff.
mean, if you really got to use yourself in a
Basements
window.
though,
You have no windows.
there's nothing really.
You have like one out,
Yeah, you can get out a window and like shimmy up,
but then you got to shimmy up.
but then you got to shimmy and that takes a lot of time.
Shimmying just takes a minute.
It's just safer to be up the stairs, so I guess that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're breaking new ground here on
Oh,
the
yeah.
on Broc Gardner
Oh,
versus
yeah.
the world.
Oh yeah.
Blake and Garrett edition. Let's go,
The
dude.
rhinos.
That's so funny that we're scared of rhinos in your basement.
I can't remember. I can't remember what it was for me, but I don't remember a rhino being one of them.
Just the thought of Garrett. He's like,
Garrett's horrible.
he's
Garrett's
like,
bad dream. He's in his bed.
he's like, there could. I know it's not likely, but there could possibly be an African freaking
live rhino.
rhino in my basement right now, and it could want to hit me up the stairs. I have to get out of here. That is awesome, dude.
Real
A
deal.
rhino.
Real deal.
So
Garrett's-
there's a new
Garrett's,
costume idea,
horror.
guys.
Garrett's horror. His nightmares. He's laying in bed. Oh, the rhino. Wakes up in a cold sweat.
Or do you ever like get out of bed in the middle of the night and you like jump 5 feet from your bed because you're afraid that whatever's underneath your bed's gonna grab you?
I didn't do
No,
that.
I used to be like that, but then I started sleeping with my arm off my bed.
Oh, that's a bold move, dude.
Yeah.
That it was scary for the first while, and then I fell asleep and I woke up like that, and it was just kind of comfortable, And so that's kind of how I sleep now.
I see.
And so like if he's gonna get me, he's gonna get me.
You just
He's
accepted
got,
it.
He's got a lot longer chance to get me than when I get out of bed.
That's
I guess
true.
he can get my leg though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to like when you come back in, you jump on your bed. You jump
Yeah.
from like 5 feet away onto your bed.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You did like a whole Olympic event just to get to bed.
Just to like get in and out of bed. Go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
That's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah.
I definitely don't sleep with like any appendage going off of the edge of the bed. Like that's
Well, I just don't really
forbidden, dude.
fit like this anymore. I used to fit good, but now like I grew a little bit and I don't fit on my bed anymore.
Yeah.
So I like to spread out.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's the reality of America.
Oh,
but
yeah.
so there's spooky season talk. Took up half the podcast with spooky season talk. Let's go.
We got good spooky season.
Yep.
We got a lot more to get to. Garrett, we're probably gonna get into politics eventually on this podcast.
Yeah,
I try to avoid
we
it.
We're
We got
probably
it.
gonna get
I try to
to
avoid it, but it's like, come on. How long are we gonna dodge
How long are we
this
gonna put
topic?
that off?
How long are we gonna put this off, bro? Like, I know people don't like to hear, but Garrett, you posted something on your Instagram, bro.
Yeah.
I woke up one morning, I was sitting in the bathroom looking at Instagram. I see Garrett Larsen posted. I'm like, what is going on here? And it was like this big. Do you want to go through? Just talk about.
Just like give us a good.
Give us a play-by-play. Like, what was it about? What prompted you to do it? Just give us the breakdown. You can pull the mic to you real quick.
Okay, so I can't quite remember his name. Let's see here.
Is it the farmer guy? The God Made a Farmer guy? I was going to
Yeah,
ask you who
yeah,
that guy was because
yeah.
I wanted to listen to him.
Is it
I don't
Harvey?
know. I don't know.
Something Harvey. Paul Harvey.
I was
Paul
genuinely going to say that.
So, my family and I were headed home one night and we got talking about politics. You know, it usually gets a little heated. That's something we
Hot
try.
topic.
Yeah, something we try and like stay away from. But
Like we said, kind of gets there inevitably.
yep.
Yeah.
So my dad pulled up this Paul Harvey thing, and it was in like 1965 or something. How he kind of like predicted what would happen, and everything that's going on right now is kind of
Exactly what
What?
he said.
Like
Yeah.
what? What? Give us an example. Like what did he
I
say? What
don't know,
happened? That's
like,
going on.
Pull it up. Just read it for
let's
us.
see.
Yeah, you can read the post or whatever you got to do.
I don't know. He just said stuff about like elections and viruses and I don't know. There's some people who just want like everything safe and don't want to take any risks, and
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what America's all about. Like nothing's fair, so
Mhm.
you work for what you get, and I don't know. He just went on quite a bit about that and opportunities. And thing that I really like was he said that we have to do our part to keep this country going, and Abraham Lincoln said, when he was president or whatever, said that we'll never be destroyed from an outside force. It'll be from the inside. So
Yeah.
we'll kind of like ruin our own country. And I don't know, it's pretty relatable now because,
You won't watch the news.
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of good that the news covers. So
What factors do you think go into what's going on today? Like what has made our country so? I don't want to say that our country is terrible because that's kind of the narrative that's going on right now. Like
What's going on right
like things are
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Generally, like things are pretty good. Like okay, like we haven't really hit rock bottom yet. Like it's possible that we might, but
Not yet, I don't think.
not yet. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still pretty good when you compare us to other countries. It's still not bad.
Oh, yeah, we're still-
Yeah, so like
I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
yeah, I guess what do you think has changed the way that people think and just changed the country, I guess, to where it is at right now?
I think work ethic has a lot to do with it. No one
Yeah.
wants to put any work
Well,
in
when
for
you can
anything.
make as much as a job on unemployment, why would you go get a job?
Yeah, that's frustrating
Yeah.
too. Is people who are actually working hard for what they have is supporting some people, and if you really need it, then that's fine. That's what it's there for. But don't abuse it.
Yeah, and I guess where do you that's kind of a tough topic, I guess, because where do you draw the line at
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
I mean, you can't do it without it because when people actually need it, they kind of need it. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
it
needs
sucks-
to
it
be
sucks- but you kind of have to have it, but it sucks that people
take advantage of it. Yeah, there needs to be. I think there needs to be sort of, I don't know, safety nets because like things get hard, and one of the goals of the Constitution is promote the general welfare. Like you just gotta make people safe, I guess. And I don't know. I feel like there does need to be safety nets like that, but it sucks when people take advantage of government programs like that. So I understand where that's coming from, but also I think those are pretty important. And I think you guys do too, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, we shouldn't just do away with, especially like the healthcare system is like pretty,
That's a tough topic.
it's pretty
It is.
ridiculous.
yeah,
Like it's easy for somebody that's wealthy or not wealthy, but like well off to be like, yeah, like cheap I'm not even saying free Medicare. I'm saying like affordable. Cause some people like, if they like break their ankle, they're in the streets. You know what I mean? Like they're losing their house. Like there's some people that are one ankle break away from like losing everything. So like for those situations, it's like, I don't know.
They kind of need it.
That's where the safety nets kind of come in.
But the thing is people that really deserve it, I think, are those that aren't afraid to do whatever it takes to get it.
They put the risk in.
Yeah, and
risk reward.
I mean, if you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I mean, if you really need it, then I guess that's what you go to. But they're willing to pay it back. They're willing to do, whatever it takes to make it right.
Yeah, and that is one of the.
Nothing's free. Somebody's got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is something that I think this country was kind of built on is risk. That's like one of the key factors that makes this
everything
different.
Has gone into it, like success-wise, has had a risk.
Yeah,
And
like a major risk behind it.
mm-hmm.
And people kind of say, well, we want safety. We want, we just want guarantees. And well, there's no guarantees. You get what you deserve, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, not even that, but you get the point.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think there should be ways where we can keep people from not sleeping in tents on like the side of freaking Venice Beach or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, that would be a pretty cool spot to have a tent, though. Just saying.
Well, not like it is now, dude. When you hear these people in California talking about the homeless population, it's just crazy, and most of that is due to like mental health and drug problems. And like, is there not any way we can get programs for those to like? I don't know. I feel like we could keep people off the streets, not necessarily make everybody well off, but there's
give them a chance.
we gotta be able to raise the poverty line,
Yeah.
Like that's kind of crazy that there's people that just don't have houses.
Yeah.
But some of those people are just content with where they're at.
Most of them probably, laziness is probably a big part. Like they could change it, but then a lot of it,
If they want to put the time into it, they could probably get a house.
yeah.
They went and got a job.
But then there's also like
There's
how,
the people that like mentally can't. And that's sad.
yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of hard too looking from the outside in. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what it is
I've
going,
never,
but
I never.
I have
lived there.
no idea what it's like. So it's just
That's what
my opinion. But
that's what people need to acknowledge more. Is like they can say whatever they want from an outsider's
can have
perspective,
my
but they have
opinion,
no
but
idea really.
I don't know. I have a house.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like.
Yeah, I think as long as if people could just say that and preface everything they say with that, then
Then it wouldn't be so offensive.
we solve a lot of problems in the country right there. Where it's like, I don't really know, but this is what I'm
This is
seeing.
where I'm at.
Yeah, it stops a lot of this
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
head-to-head combat that we're seeing a lot.
Yeah.
But it is like risks are kind of, and that's where capitalism for me is kind of the best system, but there are also things that I don't really enjoy about it. But the fact that there's no cap to what you can achieve or
I think it gives people like a reason to do something because like
incentive,
the
yeah.
problem with like everything else is like if the
like
government's going
North
to take what
Korea
I
and
make,
that,
if the government's going to take what I make, why put any risk into it?
Yeah.
If I'm going to get the same thing the other guy does,
why
with
put
zero
any
risk?
effort into it? Period.
Yeah.
If you're just gonna get
The same
if
thing as
everyone's gonna
everybody
get
else.
the same thing, then
Why do I work harder than that guy?
takes
If we're going to get the same thing in the end.
the drive out of everything.
It takes the incentive out of wanting to work hard, and that's kind of the aspect that
take some risk.
risk. Like I don't know, you just got to take risks with everything. You know what I mean?
There's risk in everything.
Everything's a risk. It's true what they say. No risk, no reward, or whatever.
Yep.
You gotta put. I don't know. If you think about, if to put it in like super hippie terms, if the universe is gonna, this is gonna be weird. If the universe is gonna put something like give something to you, you have to give something to the universe. It's kind of like this like weird, give take like retainer system. Like I'll give you my time and effort and will, blood, sweat, tears. I'll give you this in return for success in, I don't know, the podcast industry in my case.
Yes,
Like you can't just be like, not give anything.
And have
I
success.
want podcast success. It's like, no, there's kind of a trade-off
You got to
there.
get guys like Garrett on here.
You got to get guys like Garrett and Blake just to have a good old time, just a silly goose time talking about capitalism,
Politics on the podcast.
politics.
Have you ever had anybody talk politics on the podcast yet?
Everybody, basically. There's only one podcast where I haven't talked about politics.
You get there eventually.
Yeah, but I'm like, the goal with that is like, I'm not trying to rile people up, and I'm not trying to push anything. I'm trying to get different views, and then because I don't care. I'm trying to get different views on here and just be like,
gotcha.
Like you two are like some of the most right wing people I've ever met.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I wanted to.
100%. I'm the guy that wears the Trump hat.
Yeah, Trump ropers for Trump.
Ropers for Trump.
Like you're Trump guys, and it's like we need more perspectives because I don't think you guys are insane. I think a lot of Trump people are insane. I think a lot of Biden people are insane.
Well, there's insane people on both sides. There's a mirror image of everybody on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like when you see people like you guys, it's like
for every crazy right wing guy, there's a crazy left wing guy.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And I'm sure I have some left wing viewers, and I want to get more left wing people on here. I just don't know that many.
Yeah.
If you're left wing and want to come on the podcast, please contact me because I want to hear your
I'd love
views.
to hear your views.
Yeah.
I just like to hear.
I want to hear what good thing you have to say about Joe Biden.
I'd love to hear it.
And I
like,
would
what does he have to offer
He
you?
doesn't know where he's at half the time. Just saying.
see.
I don't
This
know.
is
I'm just wondering.
This is
That's
where we
where I
need to
struggle.
move away, guys. We need to move away from that. We
We're
gotta.
getting Garrett fired up.
We need to be
Yeah,
genuine.
I'm kind of starting to.
What does Joe Biden offer? Not
That's
what,
what
does he offer. It's like what does Joe Biden offer?
What does he offer? I just want to. Like I don't really see it. What does he?
Yeah, if you'll just message Broc and
Message
he'll
me,
kinda-
please. Like I'm
let
being
us
dead
know.
serious.
Right now,
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
I'm trying to get somebody. One of the things I'm very interested in is like just different economic systems because I think as of right now, capitalism is the best thing we got. But I like obviously, and everything can be made better.
Yeah.
So I want to get like
I love to hear their perspective. Somebody
exactly.
from leftist view.
I'm intrigued on socialism, especially. I want to get somebody that's socialist and come on
you should
here.
get them and have them and Garrett do a debate.
Dude, I was thinking getting you two and some left wing person on and doing like a live podcast on election night.
You should. That'd actually be good.
Should we do that? Would you be down?
Yeah, it might get interesting.
And I would just have a
little fired up.
I would just have a list of like very controversial, like
As
heated,
controversial as you can get.
like the I don't know,
Anything.
the buzzword topics, you know.
Oh yeah.
But then I would be there to mediate. Like we're not gonna yell at each other.
A live debate.
It would be like one of the
be like
presidential
what
debates,
debates
but
go.
like I would be actually a good moderator, and
We'd
Yeah.
actually be good debaters.
I could turn off your
Be
mic
Trump.
like this easy.
I mean, I
So
feel like
I'd be like, "Shut up,
Trump
Blake.
did a
Shut
good
up,
job, but, like, shut up, Blake.
Blake. Shut up." And then I would just let
Then
the
you
other
just-
person talk.
Yeah. Let them have their turn.
And then I would kind of like compare the two views and be like,
Yeah,
so
then we-
this
then we
side
can
is
let-
saying
then we
this,
can
this
let
side is
Broc
saying
do it,
this.
yeah.
Shh.
Yeah.
And I want to see if we can just come to common ground. I'm not trying to
Find something. Yeah.
yeah, and we wouldn't be limited to like 30 seconds for an answer.
Yes.
Like that's ridiculous.
We could debate it as long as we come on.
We could just do one topic
I
if we
feel like
wanted.
we could go off.
And that's fine. Like, but you guys would have to keep a cool head.
Cool.
You can't get crazy.
I mean, some things make it a little difficult, but we could keep.
Yeah.
Keep
Like
going.
we would just have to put logic out. Like just put your ideas out there, and they
Yes,
would put their
yes.
ideas, and we would just
We could
see
debate
the
and have
common
a
ground
friendly
between the
debate.
ideas.
I like that idea. I'd actually be down.
Well, yeah, if you get that set up,
We'll
give
see.
me a call.
Like if you are a Democratic viewer and you're
Hit up
interested in doing this, like we will not be attacking you. I'm in between the two sides. Like
Broc can turn off their mic.
yeah,
Yep.
it wouldn't be like a gotcha kind of thing. We wouldn't be trying to take down either side. It would just be both sides give their ideas. We would just I don't know, just discuss
I mean,
things.
I feel like me and Garrett would be pretty good in a debate, but I mean, you guys.
I wouldn't even call it a debate. I would call it a discussion.
Discussion.
A discussion.
Discussion. That sounds.
We
a lot.
discuss the sides.
I like it.
But then I also don't like pushing the two-side agenda.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm thinking as long as we have it, we may as well try and find common ground between them.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, that was just a
Kinda the
thought
way
I
it
was
is.
having.
It's kinda
Yeah.
the way it is.
Because that's one of the biggest, politics and religion are the biggest dividers.
Oh yeah.
Like in a perfect world, in my perfect utopia, I would have neither of those things. We would all just be wearing like togas, walking around, promoting love.
Toga.
It's like that white thing that like Greek people wore or
I hate
something.
to say it, but I don't think I'm gonna wear a toga.
Well, in my utopia, you
Heck,
are. And you
I
look good in
think I
it.
wore kind of one of those that dress up week for
During the homecoming?
Yeah.
I bet you did. I did.
It was like a whole sheet wrapped around me.
Yeah, you just wear one of those and we just kind of like talk about ideas
Like
of
You kind of look like Jesus, not gonna lie.
Garrett looked like Jesus.
You have like the robe thing on.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like, just saying.
I mean, that's epic, bro.
I don't want to be like sacrilegious, but that's kind of the vibe.
You don't have to be. There's no hold barred on this podcast.
That's kind of
dude.
the vibe I was getting.
I've said some crazy stuff on this podcast, dude. So don't even.
What's the craziest thing that's ever gone down on the podcast?
Out of context, I said the words "go kill a senator." Out of context.
Out of context.
Those words were in that order.
Really?
In the context, I was talking about the no mask protesting people, and I was like, they're talking about the rights getting stripped away, and I was like, if you really care about that much, if you think your rights are being stripped away, the whole point of the Second Amendment, the argument you guys have for keeping your guns is to fight against government tyranny. So if that's really that big of a deal, senator. That's what I said. That's all I said.
Out of context.
But I like yelled it, and then people are like, "What?" And also I said retard, and people got so mad at me.
Retard.
Well, we won't say those things on here, so it's all right.
Retard.
Well, like I'm not like out here trying to like say things that piss people off. I used to be, and I might go back to it because it's just fun.
It's kind of fun. Yeah.
It's just like I just like going off on things that like I clearly don't believe. Like if I don't know. Like on my old podcast, I would just say stuff that's blatant, like I did not believe it.
Yeah, but you just say it.
But I just thought it was funny to say.
Stir it up, yeah.
Just stir in the pot, man.
Oh yeah.
Just stir in the pot.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to not take themselves so seriously, you know?
Oh yeah.
And I might go back to, we might do some different stuff in the upcoming year. So be watching out for that, boys. 2021.
Be prepared.
Gang, let's go. So I want to talk about rodeo and cows. We have like 20 minutes left, but I want to talk about rodeo and cows, okay? Because this is why we get people on here to talk about different interests. And this is kind of like the niche I got you guys on for.
Perfect.
So what do you guys do? Because I really don't have any idea. Garrett, I know you have your own business basically.
This man, like,
Do you want to talk
builds in
about
the
that?
dough.
Dude, Garrett just walks out of class sometimes. He'll take a business call and just be like, "Hello, what can you do for me?
I gotta sell some hay.
Hey, what can I do? Hey, what can I do for you?" Got like a headset on. He's like,
I gotta make money.
"Sorry, I got a guy on hold over here. What can you? You're
He's
breaking my
too-
balls, Tom. You're breaking my balls."
He's two phoning it.
What? Literally got two phones, freaking going at it. So what do you do? What are you selling people? Give us the breakdown. How did you get started? Let's go. Entrepreneurship podcast. Let's go.
Well, I don't know. I just buy anything I can make $1 on and sell it to someone else who would pay me $1 more.
What is it most of the time? What are you buying and selling?
I sell a lot of hay.
He bought my dad's hay and selling it for him, or he's getting a commission for selling it.
Yeah, I do a lot of that.
So you just buy. You're not even creating anything. You're just buying and sell. You're just the middleman buying and selling.
Yep, most of the time. I don't know. I'll buy hay in the spring and when it's cheap, and then wait till fall or winter when people don't have any and sell it. Or
When did you get started doing that?
I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago.
So you were like, what, 12? 13?
We need to work on math here.
17 minus 3 or 4.
I'm 18.
You're 18 years old?
So
I didn't
that's
know
like
that.
Since you could drive, or
Yeah.
was it before you could drive?
No, I'd run little errands around Dime Valley. I don't know. My very first job was for a landscaper when I was in 6th grade,
Oh, Judas.
and I'd go.
How was that,
I
bro?
worked for landscape.
Oh man, I'd go and pull weeds for $8 an hour, and he would send me
Bro.
to the just crap
Shitholes.
holes. Yeah, with weeds everywhere, and I'd be out there with my freaking shovel, like just digging them all out. So I did that, and then
Were you good? Did he fire you, or did you fire yourself?
Yeah,
No,
well,
I
how did that end? Oh,
I
okay.
finally just said after
You're
2
just
years,
fed up.
I kind of want more than $8. So
You've pulled enough weeds.
yep, and he told me I was a good worker and stuff, and
That's
I
good.
appreciate the opportunity, but I wish I could have got more than $8 an hour.
yeah.
Found another job.
Yep.
So what's job number 2? So that's
Take us through your
you're-
job
you're in
list,
eighth-
bro.
So you're in 8th grade now.
You're in 8th grade. Starting off the year, bro. What's the
$8
sitch?
an hour isn't enough.
What's the
What-
si-
what
You're
was
looking for the
next?
big money.
What was next?
You got dollar signs in your eyes, bro. What's up
So-
next?
I started going with Nathan Cooper from Winchester. He rides horses, trains horses, shoes horses.
pretty handy guy.
Yep, pretty handy. I started going with him, and I think I made like, I don't know, 10 or $11 an hour.
That's
We're bumping
solid.
up. We're bumping
Yeah.
up.
More than I make right now.
I'd go and ride horses with him and shoe a little bit and do stuff like that. And then after that, I just kind of did my own thing and
So what is your own thing? Like, give us a rundown of like.
Yeah, like your day to day, and like what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish?
Wake up 5 a.m. Look at KSL. Look at Dills.
well, I told you I just buy anything I can make $1 on and
Livestock?
livestock. Hay.
So after Nate, was it the goats, or was that later?
I don't know for sure. The goats were only
Last year.
last year.
Yeah, I remember the goat phase. You had goats everywhere.
You had
I
goats.
had a ton of goats.
Goats
and
are
I
crazy,
made more
dude.
money off
They're
those
wild.
stupid goats.
So you just
Dang.
buy them as children, breed them, raise them, sell them.
No, I'd go for like the show quality stuff.
Oh dang!
Garrett's high
And-
quality guy.
Yeah, Judas.
And I'd, you
Not
know,
just your average goat.
He's not your average goat, dude. You're looking for nice goats. You go to
Not
Garrett.
your average goat dealer.
Not your average goat dealer for sure.
so,
That's
Yeah.
crazy. So now you're just hustling all day, every day.
How many? What? You told me you had like what? 68 head of cows.
yeah, I got a few now.
And those are yours. It's not like your family's. They're like
No,
Garrett's
I've
cows.
I think there's 37 of my own, and then there's another, I don't know, whatever the difference
Leftover.
is another guy's that I'm just taking care of right now that I need to get sold.
So I'm not gonna ask you how much you make, but you're doing all right for a high school kid. I can presume from what I'm hearing.
I would guess.
You're doing all right for an 18-year-old.
For a
For the
senior in high school.
For a senior in high school, you're not.
Garrett
You're
likes
not
to
broke.
make money. I like to spend money.
Yeah.
Which is kind of backwards. I should like to make money.
Yeah.
But I like to spend it.
Do you work, Blake, or do you just rope all day?
I worked in the summer. I worked at the feedlot.
The feed
Oh,
lot.
yeah, give us the
What does
rundown
that
of the
entail,
feedlot.
dude? Pull that mic to you.
So, the average day at the feedlot, I wake up 6 a.m.
Nice.
I'm not a morning person, so that was a little
Yeah.
rough for the summer. So
Yeah.
I wake up 6 a.m., get dressed, make me a sandwich for lunch. Because, I mean, what else are you going to eat for lunch?
Yeah.
I kind of was running out of ideas, and in the morning I didn't really have any motivation to do anything else. So make me a sandwich, and then I'd go out and saddle me a horse or two, and then I'd go and clock in, and then I go get the feedlot. And so when I get the feedlot, pretty much ride through the pens. So they got a couple thousand head of cows out there, and they ship them in there at like probably 300 pounds, 400 pounds, I think. I mean, don't quote me on that, but that's kind of basic. And then they feed them until they, I don't know what their goal point is, but then they feed them until they ship them out, and then they ship them different places to go finish them out. And then they ship them to feedlots that finish them out, and then they butcher them there, and that's the meat you pick up at the store, I guess, or wherever. And so my job was to ride through the pens and look at the sick ones. And if they're sick, you pull them out of the pen and put them in the lane, and the doctoring crew comes through and doctors them. So like there could be anywhere from, I mean, some pens, there's not any, they're all healthy calves. And so you just pretty much ride through them and they all look good. So, but then there's other, I mean, you pull sometimes 30 head or more out of a pen. And I mean, just the goal is keep all the calves healthy, and I guess that makes them money. So
Yeah.
yep, they pay me for that. Yep. And then, I mean, it kind of sucked though, because I mean, you're in Newcastle and the wind and the sun got pretty hot some days. But yeah,
Would you rather have that or what we have outside right now? Freaking.
that
It is bitterly
I'd,
cold.
I'd way rather have heat than cold. I mean,
It is bitterly cold outside
Oh.
right now.
bitterly cold.
I hate it.
Bitterly cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can deal with heat, but I mean, it still sucked. But
Yeah.
I'd way rather have heat than cold.
What kind of sicknesses were going around with the calves? Like, what are you
I mean,
looking for?
A lot of pneumonia. So I mean, like, it's just if like they're coughing or like there's a lot of things that it's a lot harder than you think. Honestly, it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. So I mean, you're looking for anything from pneumonia, and then like if their head's down and they just don't look good, or if they're not as fat as the other ones, you pull them, or like if they're not eating, you pull them, or I mean, if their nose is running, there's just a big checklist that you go through, and it's not even a checklist, just go look at them, and if they're sick, you pull them, I guess. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. So I made a little money there this summer. That paid for my roping habit. But,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Another thing I wanted to talk about on the docket, you and your brother TJ
Yep.
took nationals?
Yep.
Question mark?
Yep. In 2015, I was a sixth grader at the junior high finals in Iowa. We won.
Dang.
Yep, we won it back there. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep, it was pretty wild. Haven't won it since. So I was 8th my 7th grade year, and then I was 2nd my 8th grade year. Then I didn't even make it to nationals my freshman year, and then we were, I think, 11th my sophomore year. Then my junior year, we didn't even make it short round. But yep, and then now senior year, hopefully I can make it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do in? Explain your rodeo thing to me, because I have no idea what any of it is.
So I'm a team roper and calf rope, but I team rope a lot more. So I mean, so you gotta steer with horns, and I head, and so my job is to rope them around the horns, and then I turn them left, and then my heeler comes in and ropes them by the 2 back feet, and that's when your time stops. Yeah, and it's the fastest time wins.
So you're not tackling anything?
No,
You're not throwing anything
no, I
anywhere?
mean, there's some guys that steer wrestle, but I'm not one of those guys.
Those guys
Calf
are crazy,
roping,
bro.
Calf roping, you rope them and you're tied on, and then you run down there and throw them. You flank them.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a calf, not a steer, so it's a lot easier. I mean, 250 compared to
400.
400 or 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not big enough to be a steer wrestler. So
Some of those guys are crazy, dude. If you can throw a cow,
they're big dudes.
literal cow.
I mean, I've thrown one before, but it's not fast enough to win anything. So
Yeah.
and then you kind of got to jump off a running horse. And I'm not about that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very safe.
That's kind of not up my alley. Like, yeah.
Yep.
So I just stay on them and rope them. It's a lot easier.
And I just do the same thing Blake does. So
You team roping?
Yeah.
That's pretty epic. The people that freaking do they have like Bronco busting and freaking
Yeah, dude.
or like whatever whatever that
The
one is.
bareback.
Yeah, just like the crazy ones that
Oh, yeah,
people
those
like get
ones are
messed
nuts.
up on.
Oh yeah, those people
bareback
get
and saddle bronc.
Yeah,
bull
saddle
riding. I think
bronc.
most people know what bull riding is.
Yeah, bull riding. Do you ever given any thought to that?
Not really.
Outside of the rodeo.
I rode like a steer in the pen.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's like the craziest? Do you watch like bull riding when you're at the
Yeah.
rodeos and
At
stuff?
the high school rodeos, they have all the events. They have steer wrestling,
Yeah.
bull riding, and bareback and saddle bronc. Yeah.
What's like rodeo? I only go to like the one that's here and like gun lock sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't go to very many, but even at those, I've seen some like crazy injuries. Like people got to get,
Oh, there's
they got to get out of there, bro.
So at the high school rodeo in Cedar, it was a couple weeks ago. So the judge, he was an older dude, and so it was the bull riding, and so the judges are in the arena and they're on foot, and so the bull bucked, and then the guy got bucked off or rode him or whatever happened, and he went to, so the bull was running by and he was running up to him or something, and so he went to get up on the fence to get away, but he only got up on he didn't get up very far. And the bull came and hit him in the back of the legs, and it like broke his leg in like 5 places.
For real?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, freaking bashed him into the panel.
That's another one of those things where it's like animals don't care.
No.
Animals don't care about your feelings.
Zero.
Animals could care less about your feelings, bro. They're just trying to survive and procreate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They don't care how you feel.
Yep. And
Is
then team rope, and there's a lot of guys that lose fingers. They when you dally.
When you freaking
Yep, you put the rope around the horn.
just pops right off.
Yeah, Garrett's broke his thumb
seriously?
twice.
I broke my thumb twice.
Yep. I got mine in. It didn't break it, but got it cut pretty bad. And then there's 2 kids that rope really good that just cut their thumbs off. Here,
Do they just pop right off?
Yeah, yeah. When the rope gets running, buzzes it off.
That's wild, bro.
Probably make that sound too.
It's gross.
Yeah.
I don't need that. What is that the craziest thing you've ever seen? Like what's the craziest thing you've ever seen in one of your rodeos?
Oh, I know. Okay, so Panguitch Invitational. We're in Panguitch, Utah.
Yep.
And bareback. They're bucking bareback horses, and it's the short round. And this kid, goes, he's on his horse or whatever. Goes 8 seconds, whatever. Well, bareback riding, you wedge your hand into this
The rigging.
rigging, and
Yeah.
and like it's stuck there. You don't just pull it out. You got to maneuver and all
Get it
sorts of
out.
crap. Get it out. Well, you put it in with your palm up, and whatever your dominant hand is. Well, he come off the one side, and his arm was folded over the top of it, so his hand was just stuck in it, couldn't get it out. And this horse was just running around, and so the pickup men, the guys on the horses that are in there, to help them get off and
Yeah.
stuff. They take their ropes out and rope this horse around the neck, get it real close, and then all these guys that are helping on the chutes and just around there, they all go running into the arena and just hop on this horse's head, start biting its ears and grabbing its nose and like just holding it there, so this kid can get out. And it took him a minute to get it out, but it was the coolest thing ever.
That's not cool, Garrett.
Well, not the fact that the kid got hurt, but there's like 10 people holding this horse down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah, if it had it on video, it would be
Epic.
It'd be cool to see.
That's why horses, dude, they've never been appealing to me to ride. I rode a horse once in my life. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced. I'm never riding it again.
You're gonna have to come and ride again.
Yep.
Maybe.
Come with us.
There's another one. Is the rodeo here in Enterprise, and a kid was going to ride around a hill of steer, and his horse fell down and he hit his head.
Oh yeah.
And so they had to bring a live flight in and stuff. That was kind of,
I remember that.
yeah. They had to bring the helicopter in the arena. That was kind of cool to see the helicopter, but it sucked for the kid. But yeah,
Yep. That was about.
yeah, that was kind of scary. He went down and knocked him out cold. Horse went down and freaking slapped him down.
Yep.
That's a dangerous sport.
There's another in Reno this last week. There was a guy. I didn't know him, but the one guy I rode with sent me a video of him, and he went and he headed the steer and he went to go left and his horse went down, and same deal. It kind of smashed his head and then the horse like rolled over him.
Oh.
Yeah, so he had brain bleed and stuff and had to go into the ER, and yeah, it's a bad deal.
And none of that makes you guys be like, well, do I really want to do this?
No, not really.
Really? You're
kinda
just going
send it.
full force.
Yeah.
That's epic. I mean, that's
If I'm
sick.
gonna go out, that's a good way to go out.
As long as you know the risks and you're
Risk-reward.
cool with it. Hey, just like we were
Back to our
saying,
point.
bro.
Back to our point.
Just like we were saying.
Yes.
I'm just too chicken for that kind of. I just like to sit at this table and just talk to people that do that. I don't really want to.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to hop on one of those beasts,
Well,
get
come
killed.
on. Well, you're not gonna get. I mean, me and Gary's still alive.
I know, but you guys are like man's man.
No,
I'm like
no, not really.
No, we'll
I'm like a
put you on
twink,
good
bro.
one.
You put but we have to film it. It has to be like for
Go on the podcast.
everything I do has to be like
It
for
has to go on
something.
the podcast Instagram.
Yeah, we'll go on the podcast Instagram.
100%.
We
Give
actually,
that a follow if you get a chance.
yeah, dude, go follow Broc Gardner vs. the World on Instagram, and also there's a TikTok for it.
Oh, great.
My brother's running a TikTok for Broc Gardner vs. the World. We're posting clips on there just to try and, because I mean, like, I was trying to resist TikTok for as long as I could because TikTok's the worst.
It's
Okay,
just TikTok. Yeah.
it's just TikTok.
Yeah, I got you.
But it's like, in this business, bro, that's the new medium.
Oh yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's going away anytime soon.
No,
So I just have to embrace it, and
Yeah. Use it.
so I'm just throwing clips up there to see if one of them gets some views, just see if it gets any more traction. But whatever, bro. Go follow those. Go follow. There's a Twitter for it now, I think. We're going full fledged into the social
you
media.
You got all the social media.
We got all the social media, which is ironic because I preach against social media, but then I use it a lot for this purely for this podcast. I don't even touch my personal account anymore. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of a rip roaring deal. We're gonna kind of wrap this up. I just gotta thanks for everybody that's supporting this. You know, our downloads are freaking skyrocketing, bro. We got 200 more downloads this month than we did the last month. But the month before that, we got 200 more. We're increasing, bro, and I appreciate that. So keep sharing this podcast. If you don't share this podcast, do it.
Just do.
There's no reason not to.
Why not?
If you were like, bro, this was a funny conversation. They talked about freaking spooky stories. They talked about so much stuff. If you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed Garrett's voicemail and he was scared of the rhino in his basement.
Yeah.
The rhinos.
Dude.
That sound terrifying.
If you liked our Hallmark movie rant, if you just think any of this was entertaining, send it to your friend. If you're like, I think my friend Joseph would like this podcast.
Definitely send it to Joseph.
Send it over to Joseph, dude. Or if you're just this was a really funny clip, I'm going to put that up on my Snapchat or my Instagram story and tag the podcast.
Dude,
that would be cool too.
That would be great.
You guys don't understand how much that does for the show. Anyways, we're just going to wrap this up right here because we've done about an hour. I appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was a fantastic time. I'm definitely going to have you guys on again if that's cool.
I'm in.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully we'll have multiple microphones so we don't have to do this.
Yeah.
You know the vibes.
We got it.
Do you guys want to take like a picture promo for the Instagram?
Sure.
Take a selfie for the Instagram after we cancel all this stuff?
Yep,
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. Share the podcast with a friend. Go follow them on social media if you want. You know the vibes. Go follow me. Whatever. Share the podcast. Goodbye. Love you guys.
Yep. Later.